Hello everyone, this is the Batman Statue Collector, and I'm once again coming to you live from my Batcave. And this episode, I'm going to take you on a quick review of what I consider to be a really stunning piece. This is the 1/4 scale classic Catwoman, premium format by Sideshow Collectibles. This young lady here is a pretty new addition to my collection. I have the original version where she's all dressed in black and has the goggles, and I'll be doing a review on her as well. But I saw a number of pictures of this lady, and I thought, man, she looks good, But I'm more used to the more modern look. Although I'm old enough to have really appreciated her in the '90s, and that's basically where this look is taken from. But I really liked her, especially because of her coloring. I really liked the color, and I felt like it would really pop in my collection. So I decided to bite the bullet, and a year or two after she was released, I decided to go ahead and pick her up. So I've had her for I think maybe 2 or 3 months now. And I really like her. I ask everybody all the time. When they come over and look at the cave here, I say, which Catwoman do you like better? And a lot of people tend to like her better. Recently on Facebook, because I have 2 of them, like I mentioned, and I really only have room for 1 in my collection. And so recently on Facebook, I went ahead and posted, which one do you guys like? Which one should I keep? Which one should I sell? And it was amazing. It was almost 50-50. To the exact number of people that liked the Catwoman here versus the black one. And so, people love both of them, and it was split right down the middle, which I thought was pretty interesting. So I still have both of them, and I have not sold one yet. And I'm really having a hard time deciding which of these wonderful ladies to keep in my collection. But anyway, let me just kind of get down to the nitty gritty with her. She is fully sculpted. Which is very different from the other Catwoman. The other Catwoman does have that tight bodysuit on. But one thing that's bad about her is it really doesn't show off this amazing sculpt as it was intended to be. And so I think the sculpt on this is amazing. This looks great. Let me start out here down here at the bottom. I usually start at the bottom of my bases here. So this is the exact same base as the original. The only difference here is on the original there are lion heads. And this, they basically just took the lion heads off, put this sculpt. I'm not exactly sure what that is supposed to be, other than some sort of gargoyle. But everything else is identical, except for the paint job. The original has a really, really light tan base. And bricks in the background. You can still see the bricks there, but they're all much darker, using grays and using just different copper looks. It looks really, really good, and this base is much more preferred in my eyes because it matches a lot of the other coloring of the bases that they've come out with prior. And so I really like this base the best. I really think it turned out really, really well. And on the top, you can see the stone look here. Maybe the top of a museum or something like that where she is stealing some items. I'm not sure. But anyway, as we go up, you'll see that, again, everything is fully sculpted. So I think they did an amazing job on these boots. You can see subtly, it's harder to see with the naked eye, but you can see these areas here and here and here where they added kind of a pink tinge, or possibly even a shade of purple as well. You don't really notice it until you really look at it, because it just really looks like real thigh-high boots. Really well done. As we go up, really nice paint application on the body itself. Again, the sculpt is very phenomenal. Nice booty on this, as my wife even said. She's like, man, got a really nice butt. Really nice, well sculpted item here. As we go up, of course, this is a attached arm, so it's a gloved hand. Again, has a very similar shading as the boots. Hopefully I can get it in here where you can see the nails on her too. Really nicely painted, sharp silver nails. As we go up here, I'll show you the only other piece that does come off on her, other than her head, is the arm here. So it is just a hand holding this nice whip here. The original has a black whip. This is a kind of a brownish, goldish color, more brown. The camera makes it look a little bit more gold than it is, but it just fits with a magnet. Right, if I can do this one-handed there. So let me kind of spin around again. So to me, this right here is the optimal angle you would display her. Just where she kind of looks like she's looking over her shoulder. So you can just kind of barely see the whip. It's definitely that over the shoulder look. I think that to me is how you should display her. I'll show you another angle here in just a second. But this head sculpt, some people absolutely love it. Some people think that she's beautiful. Some people think that she is very ugly. I personally think that she looks really good. I think she's maybe somewhere in the middle. But I'll let you get a little close-up look here. I feel like the eyes look really good. The paint looks good. It's not smeared. I know some ones I saw, the teeth didn't look all that great. But I think she looks really good. And I really like the hair coming out the back. I always thought that Catwoman looked a lot sexier having the longer hair coming out of the back of the cowl. But this Catwoman also, the look, as I mentioned, this was obviously a 90s version of her. But also I really like the Long Halloween and some of those books. And that has a similar look where she's in the purple. Of course, she kind of started out wearing dresses in the comics, and that kind of led eventually to a purple and green suit, which is kind of a classic look as well. So I really feel like no matter what, even if you're not as familiar with this particular version of her, I think you know who she is just based on her overall look. But anyway, like I mentioned, this to me is the angle you would display her. I'm going to spin her around so you can see the front. She, in my opinion, doesn't look as good from this angle. I mean, she's okay. I feel like her head maybe looks a little bit big from this particular angle. If you look at it like that, it's just her back is arched, kind of funny if you do it from the front. I feel like some people have also seen where they kind of do it like from right there. They kind of do it from the side, and I feel like she looks okay. I feel like maybe if her leg had been forward a little bit, she would have looked better in that regard. But again, as far as I know, this is basically the exact same sculpt. It's just flipped from the original. So it's okay from that angle. I feel like she looks pretty good, but I just feel like really, this is the angle that she needs to be. And this right there. Of course, that's just my opinion. To each their own. But I just really feel like she looks good that way. Overall, I'm really impressed with the way this statue turned out. I'm really glad I picked it up. And I'm really going to have a really hard time deciding which one to keep. I just can't keep both in my collection. It just doesn't make sense because I have a big grouping of all of my characters, and I'm excited that they're going to come out with a few new ones because for a long time it looked like Sideshow was not going to create any more, especially any more male villains. So I'm excited about Killer Croc and Bane that they've recently announced and have on pre-order. So I'll be getting both of those. But like I said, I have a really tough decision about which one to keep. Right now I'm leaning a little bit more toward her, of keeping her, because I really like the way that her color pops, and I really like the way that her color complements the Joker's jacket in the group ensemble. So anyway, this is just a real quick review, a real quick look at this beautiful statue. Again, I feel like this is one of those ones where you either really love it or you really hate it. And I'm one of the ones that really loves it. I feel like she turned out really well. Could her face have looked a little bit prettier? Sure. Sideshow has done a lot of pretty faces, and they've done a few stinkers as well. I feel like this might be right in the middle somewhere. but I really think it is well done. I give it probably a 9 out of 10. I feel like she looks really, really pretty, really colorful, and she's a good representation of who Catwoman is, with that devilish grin. So I would definitely recommend her. And if you're on the fence about her, or getting either one, actually, got to have a Catwoman in your collection. So I would recommend her very much. Well, this has been another quick review. I am the Batman statue collector. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please leave comments below. I absolutely love reading them. And please subscribe. I'm getting really close to 100 subscribers, so I'm really excited about that. So please subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it.